Hello, everybody. Let's see here. Yeah, hey everybody, how you doing? So, I'm here, John. I'm here with War Spirit, my good buddy. We are switching
Morning.
over to video now, so we can edit, we can change things as they need to be changed, and just so on and so forth. You know, pretty cool stuff here. So, welcome to the show. I was about to say it's going to be interesting because now the platform's changed where we're not like talking to a live audience, but that's all right. Let's see.
Well, what we lose, I think we're going to gain quite a bit because those of you out there, and we will still do live events. They'll just be special events.
Yeah,
And like we're actually looking into, I actually have an email sent out right now to the fair board here locally, and looking at getting a possible table, and we might do a live event there at the fair.
yeah, that'd be dope, man. That'd be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
A lot of cool, like meeting people, just kind of getting their general consensus on things. And we're doing this in the morning, which is pretty nice.
Yes.
Change of pace, and I plan on doing that more because I feel like, and I mean, have some pity on us. I'm a young man trying to live a life, and he's a family guy. Friday night is kind of important to us. You know what I mean? Like, as a personal thing, there's all kinds of things we'd love to do with our personal families on Friday evenings,
Yep.
and now we don't have to as a recorded like studio. So this will be nice.
Yeah, you made a lot of sacrifices to do the show, not hanging with friends and stuff, and I've even my wife's had to make sacrifices because there's been some nights where we could have went out on a date night and weren't able to.
Yeah, so overall this is just going to be a solid change, and I think in the right direction. So I think one of the main political things I wanted to mention this week is is Biden's strange quote that he had this week.
Yeah. And what strange quote would that be, John?
Oh man, I think I want to let him say it for himself. Let me go find.
I think we should, and let's let him say it, and then let's talk about the context on which it was said.
Yeah, what context that we can scrummage from that disaster.
Well, I did some more research into it, so I kind of have an understanding of the reporter and stuff. So go ahead and throw that up.
Yeah, I'm working on it. No rush. But anyhow, yeah, no, I cannot fathom that he actually said this. I mean, I guess I shouldn't be surprised. It's Biden, but wow. All right, let's go ahead and turn off that cool AI-generated music. I liked that. That was a nice touch. Nice little calming, relaxing, royalty-free touch. Eat my butt, YouTube. Okay, let's see here. Let's go to.
That could have been our slogan for Pride Month.
Let's see. Window capture. Here we go. Let's see here. Yeah, that would have been a good one for Pride Month, huh? Okay, so here is old Biden man doing what he does best. Let me go ahead and stream it for you as well, War Spirit.
Yay.
Yeah, here. All right.
Yeah, no, I'm in. So, oh, there he is. There he is.
That there's no one in the Democratic Party is anti-police. I know that you have said you don't want to defund the police.
That is not the Democratic Party's position.
Okay.
I'm the Democratic Party. I am president. So is the
Oh,
Speaker of the House.
let me go ahead and
I can't
restart
hear it, bro.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Let me change this up. I had a audio blunder. There we go.
I was hoping the audience could hear it. Maybe I just couldn't. I wasn't going to say anything.
What you said about no.
Yes.
That there's no no one in the Democratic Party is anti-police. I know that you have
I didn't
said
say
you
that.
don't want
I
to
said
defund the police.
that is not the Democratic Party's position.
Okay.
I'm the Democratic Party. I am president. So is the Speaker of the House, and so is the majority leader. We are not defunding the police. We have
And
not.
are there people who, in the Democratic Party, who want to defund the police?
Are there people in the Republican Party who think we're sucking the blood out of kids?
I'm not sure. Are there people in the Democratic Party who want to
Mr. President,
Wind that back, Chief. Wind that back. What'd you say?
Funding the police. We
And
have
are
not.
there people who, in the Democratic Party, who want to defund the police?
Are there people in the Republican Party who think we're sucking the blood out of kids?
What?
One more time.
just one more. Right here.
Right
Sucking the
there.
blood out
Yeah.
of kids? People in the Republican Party who think we're sucking the blood out of kids? Are there people in the Republican Party who think we're sucking the blood out of kids?
Well, isn't that a treat? What a strange thing. Wow, you know?
So this lady was, she's a reporter. I think it was for the New York Times. And she was trying to get information from him about, asking about like the police and stuff. And she was actually on his side. But Biden has done this numerous times where he is militant against everyone. Okay? It doesn't matter if you're for him, he's still going to be a dick. And so she was asking a loaded question, a softball question, to where he could say, "Oh no, of course not," and show like how caring and everything. And he like went on the defensive right away because
Dog-faced pony soldier.
correct. Because see, he's reached that point to where he can't lie anymore because he has no filter because of his mental issues. And so when somebody asks him a question like that, he is not intelligent enough to take it and go, "Oh, yeah," and use it to his benefit. He thinks that they're against him because he thinks everyone's against him because he knows what he's doing is wrong.
Oh, excuse me. Yeah,
No worries.
Absolutely. It's a strange mess, in my opinion. Like, to still kind of go back and be like, this guy is president. It's funny to me. I get it. A lot of people saw Trump the same way, and for solid reasons. But at the same time, it's just like this. I'd rather take a millionaire who's a bit silly than this. This is silly. This is beyond silly. This is dementia. This is an old folks' home out loose.
Is what he said silly though?
Yeah, oh, that right there, however, that is a bit strange. So
go ahead.
So I talked about this throughout the week with you. I think it was one of the most interesting things, and I had to talk about it because same with Trump, same with everything else, is keep in mind that these people are old, and because of their authority and their high power, they don't have the same ways of getting news as we do. They can, but they generally don't, because I think they're well aware that media, for the most part, is designed to activate like neuron activation stuff, where it's just it's puppeteering the people, basically, right?
Correct.
And
they
so,
know that the system is rigged.
Yeah, so they're not going to pay attention to the same like news that we do. They're not going to. So whenever like conspiracy theories come out, like for example the adrenochrome thing, which is what Biden is resorting to,
mentioning.
So what this is, and just like Trump and everything, you remember a certain quote where Biden was talking with Trump in the debates, and Trump says, "Proud Boys stand down." Trump wouldn't have known about the Proud Boys if not for advisors. And that's the
Correct.
only reason that he brought that up. So, like, and the same thing, like, Biden might, like, I don't know, I'm kind of a proponent to the adrenochrome theory. It makes a lot of sense with how sick these people are. And being that it sounds ridiculous, but hey, Alex Jones has been proven right several times, so hey, I'm not
Well,
going to say yes or no to that.
and the source that it came from. Okay, so don't get me wrong, Mel Gibson's freaking weird. Okay, but what reason would he have had to come out and start talking about this? He would have gained nothing.
Right. Yeah,
And Mel Gibson's the one that come out and started talking about the adrenochrome and Hollywood sucking the blood out of little kids and stuff. It didn't do him any good to do that. In fact, it alienated him against the people that he makes money with.
Yeah, well, you haven't seen much of Mel Gibson around recently, have you, everyone?
No, you sure haven't. So, and that's what I'm saying though. he had no good reason to do this. So if it was false, he screwed himself over for nothing.
Right. And as for what I was saying with that, so the IRS and such like that, or not the IRS, I'm sorry. I was thinking Fed, but what I meant to say is like these organizations that are advisors that inform the president. The CIA, Homeland Security. That's more of what I'm aiming for.
Right.
Homeland Security, they brief the president on what they believe is a threat. And Homeland Security and CIA, the only reason that Biden would have ever brought this up, if it's a truly ridiculous theory, I have 3 letters for you. That's A, B, and C. A is the CIA and the Homeland Security brought it up to him, and he's, again, like old people do, just like the QAnon movement, they just parrot. Squawk! Squawk! Or B, he's actually doing this and is like, has the mind of a 3-year-old and is trying to like draw attention away from it. Like, we would never, I know this is completely unrelated, but we would never do that. Or C, both.
I tend to think it's both. It's been brought into his mind. He knows that what's going on. Could you imagine though, like, say somebody in the CIA, and this probably isn't true because there's nobody honest in the CIA, but say there was an honest like CIA analyst that came to the president and said, hey, there's a conspiracy theory out there. I just want to let you know about it. Supposedly there's the elite are sucking the blood out of little kids and torturing them and making stuff called adrenochrome. And Biden pops up. Oh, by the way, can I have some more of that? Excuse me, sir. Yeah. Just you're a lying dog-faced bony soldier. You need to give me some more of that. Are you smoking crack? This is all fictional, folks. I don't have no proof of that conversation, but I could see it happening.
Well, it's all kinds of that. And here's something I have to keep completely like, for anybody who has like doubts as far as like, so, and that's fine. That's fine to have doubts. And by all means, please remain skeptical. Please. The last thing, because
absolutely.
I remember well the years of dealing with QAnon boomers. I'm glad that movement has just been, because, and I know that might make a lot of conservatives mad, but that was lies. Like,
yeah,
that was lies. And not all of it, like a lot of it, but hey, the best lies have a little bit of truth in them. So,
well, see, and that's the reason why they're like, well, see this right here. See, this is proof. Yeah, that's real. But what you don't understand is, and it's already been proven. I was reading an article that all of basically the outliers to QAnon, it's proven the CIA came up with that.
Yeah. And just to go on with that, like, there's all these news sites popping up too, which again I'm skeptical of, and I mean, the whole adrenochrome thing, like, I think QAnon would take credit for things that they had no part of.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Maybe I got COVID. But
you got the Delta variant.
Yeah, I got the Delta variant.
You didn't take your jab.
No. But anyhow, that this like thing is going on, but like anybody who wants to just outright say that all these conspiracy theories are garbage, I would like you just sit down for a minute and like think about what biases you have. Because if you're a left-leaning person, if you're generally left and you like really, really hated Trump, and I'm not here to talk about your hate for Trump or whatever, whether it's right, wrong, or indifferent. What I mean is, and listen to me on this, is you have to look at it, it's about, you have to look at the skepticism. Like, you remember there was this rumor where like Trump peed the bed in Russia or something like that?
The rumor was that he paid hookers to pee on him.
Right. And so, like, if you're going to accept that as absolute truth, you can't get mad at people for accepting the adrenochrome thing as absolute truth. And so that's just why I said back, keep your biases in check and just look at things with reason and logic. And this applies to conservatives as well. Obviously Obama wasn't the Antichrist and isn't the Antichrist.
You're not? Oh,
Right.
okay.
But yeah, that goes on. The advisors and such, they go talk to him and so on and so forth. It's going to be an interesting thing. Like, this right here is the most bizarre presidency. This has been the most bizarre 3 years, I think, of any of our lives.
Oh, it's, yeah, by far.
Yeah, I was about to say, nothing tops this. Like, maybe if we were alive during Vietnam, but even that is like, it's logical. Like, you can read that and like you could see that in everything that happened there. Imagine like going to someone in the 70s, and this is like right after Vietnam ended, and being like, so in 40 years or 50 years, whatever it is, we're going to have hey there, they can see you now. We're going to have a dementia-ridden president, as well as there's going to be this global pandemic that isn't really that bad, but everyone's going to tell you it's really bad.
Mm-hmm.
And some people are going to die from it, and of course be safe and that sort of thing, be cautious, but they are literally going to rip your rights away. Everyone would just kind of look at you like, oh, what are you, some kind of like dystopian sci-fi author? Like, that sounds pretty crazy, man. Because they're going to be smoking
Yeah, man.
their lives, and, they're from the 70s, that's what they do. But yeah, I'm looking forward to this other thing we've got to talk about, War Spirit. I think this is going to be really cool.
And what is that other thing we have to talk about, Jonathan? Are you talking about the discussion that I'm going to talk about?
I guess, yeah. If you want to, maybe, let's just say I'm thinking about naming this whole video after a certain toy you've brought in.
Yes. So, in this, doing some research on this toy, I just got blown away yet again. There was this fella that was born in the early 19th century. He had the same name as you, John.
That's right.
John Moses Browning. How many guns did he invent, design, John?
A lot. I'm gonna sound like Bubba from Forrest Gump.
There's all kinds of John Moses Browning guns. There's the 1911. There's the Browning High Power. There's all kinds. Yes, you can just all kinds of shrimp. I was blown away yet again. I just recently came across, and I'm going to show it to you here in just a minute. But I want to make the audience wonder. I have a new toy. I more or less kind of inherited this toy from a very good friend of mine. It's a lever action made by Winchester. This is the Winchester 1895. Let me get it in the light here better. There we go. Beautiful. Just a beautiful gun. Beautiful Mannlicher stock that goes all the way to the end of the barrel. Has a bayonet lug here, which, by the way, audience, this gun here may make another appearance in the show because I'm looking at getting a bayonet for this.
Oh, nice.
Because this is a collector's item. I want the full thing. I want a era-specific sling for it. Yeah, I actually do have one box, which is crazy. I do have one box of ammunition that goes with this gun from the original owner when he bought it. That was back in the early 1930s. So I have a box of 30-06 from 1930.
That's so cool, man.
Yeah.
Blow it up though, huh? Jeez.
No, I'm never gonna shoot those. Those are gonna stay. In fact, I'm building a shelf that I'm gonna put all my old ammunition boxes on because I have quite a few of them.
That'd be cool.
Yeah. And this, I think, is going to be mounted above it on a gun mount with the bayonet attached because, yeah, reasons.
Nice. Yeah. No, that's a way to be.
This gun was the first Winchester's first lever action, which, again, it's weird. I asked you this morning, like, hey, who do you think invented this or designed this gun? You're like, well, I don't know, Winchester. No, John Moses Browning. He amazes me how many companies he has worked for and how many different guns he's designed. And this gun is the first gun that, if you'll notice, is a lever action that doesn't have a feed tube. There's a very, very important reason for that, because this is the first gun that took pointed bullets. And everybody knows if you have a feed tube and you got pointed bullets, well, there's a chance you could have detonation because the point is up against the primer. So this gun, I'll see if I can get up in there. It has the first box magazine. That's this right here. Yeah. This is like one of, if not the first, design for a box magazine. So this was revolutionary.
Yeah, at least, especially in this case of a lever action.
Well, for a lever action, yeah. I'm sure that there were bolt actions that already had something similar. But this, yeah, in a lever action, this is the first. Just so cool. Moses Browning.
That is one of the most rare rifles I think you can have, especially as an American. Maybe as a Russian less so, but as an American,
yeah,
that is insane. So, like, me being the history guy, to kind of give like some context on that rifle, they had two variants. Basically, that rifle was designed with the same. If you look at a Mosin Nagant, you see a very similar receiver on it.
Mm-hmm.
This weapon was designed by John Moses Browning for Winchester, and Winchester took out a contract to send them out to Russia for the Tsar, the White Army, is what it was called.
Which is beyond me. If they had this, why they would go to a Nagant?
I believe that rifle was this, like, it was pretty standard. It was very common amongst the White Army, but the Nagant, of course, existed before that rifle.
So they had the Nagant before this?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Actually, I might be completely wrong. Let me do a Google check on that.
Because I thought that this was before the Nagant. Now, I am not, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not the history buff that Jonathan is, especially on Russia.
It's not far. It's not far. The Nagant is about 4 years older than that gun.
Yes, and to my point, the reason why I said this, because I kind of looked into that, and you actually made a perfect segue into it, what I was going to mention. This gun right here is proof that the Soviets steal every freaking thing that they touch. Okay? So, they copied. If you will look inside the action of this, I wish I still had my Mosin Nagant. I should have never given it away. If you look inside this action's almost exactly the magazine, the exact same as a Mosin Nagant. Right. So the Russians saw this gun and said, "Oh, we will use same box magazine or bolt action," and they stole it.
Well, no. It would be technical. The Mosin Nagant is 4 years older than that gun.
Older.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. So, I didn't mean
because
to.
it is eerily the same.
Yeah, so it is interesting, and I strongly believe that Moses probably looked at a Mosin Nagant for this. And I don't know if he had the knowledge that it was going to be a Russian main-use firearm or not. But if so, that would have been genius to be like, well, let's give them a rifle that they're familiar with. Because the Bolsheviks, of course, I think it is strange with that tech that the White Army was unable to hold off the Bolsheviks. Because in my opinion, like a lever action 30-06 in World War One, when you're just surrounded by, like World War One era tech, when you're surrounded by bolt actions, I would think a lever action would just decimate, personally, because you can,
Yeah.
Whereas a bolt action is this, like, especially in the Mosin's case, that isn't an easy bolt. Like, every time I see someone bolt a Mosin, it's this, like, jerky, like, let me go ahead.
It's so much slower. Could you imagine, of course, this would have had to have been drilled and tapped, but could you imagine what Yuri Zaysev could have done with this gun?
Oh, no,
instead of the Nagant?
Here's another thing, though, especially in Vasily Zaitsev's case, is deep into the Soviet Union. They were very cheap. In World War II, I do think it's weird, but there's a lot of that. How come America in World War I didn't use more lever actions? We had lever actions already manufactured.
Yes, this would have been better than the 1903.
Yeah, the Springfield.
In my opinion. Now I don't know. Here's the one caveat to that. A bolt action, in my opinion, and I don't know. I've never grouped a 1903. I've shot one. But it might have had a better grouping out at range because it's a bolt action than this weapon. This weapon would have been faster, but I think the 1903 would have been better out like at 1,000 yards.
Right. But it's also one of those things, like, Americans were smart enough to bring in another Browning weapon, but that would have been the shotgun. The semi-automatic Browning shotgun.
Oh, you mean the copy that they made for the Remington?
Right.
Or the semi-automatic?
But also just the pump. The pump action Browning. That simple pump action Browning. Actually, I'm not sure if they had the semi-automatic in World War One. Like, I think the
Did they not have the I know they had it in World War II.
Yeah, well, I think the semi-automatic, the World War One, it was just right there at the cusp of the war ending, so they never got it overseas. They had.
Yeah, I think you're right, because I think Moses Browning designed this in 1930.
Yeah, something like that. But they had the prototypes going, so that's another one right there. Look at that, ladies and gentlemen. We've got another. This is the prototype.
Yes, this is just a bonus one right here. This is actually made by John Moses Browning as well. He named it the Browning A5 Auto. But during World War II, they were needing any kind of semi-automatic shotgun, and basically any kind of war-fighting gun. They actually passed a temporary bill saying that all manufacturers had to make for the war effort. And so this is a Remington. I don't know if you guys can see that. I'll see if I can get it in the light. It's a Remington Model 2. It's really fine, so I don't think you guys can see it. Yeah. But this is a Remington Model 2. And the cool thing about it is, let me unload it. My weapon systems, ladies and gentlemen, stay loaded.
There you go.
So this barrel actually moves with the action. Can you see that? Can you see it moving?
No.
It's hard to see on camera.
I was about to say, is that the...
This is the shotgun.
It's very hard to see. But yeah, I understand. So, yeah, and those I don't think really made it to the war front. But that being said, like I was saying, the Americans were smart enough to understand the importance of a fast-firing shotgun, even if it's a pump.
Correct.
For the use of trench warfare, which kind of begs the question because, the main thing that would defend your trench already was the implanted LMGs, which were powerful because they could shoot fast and dump a lot of rounds downrange effectively.
Right.
As long as you kept them cool and didn't melt your barrel. So the Russians understood this, though. The Russians understood that a quick firing lever action was useful for trenches, as well as they were taking a book right out of like John Wayne. They used the 1895, that weapon you're holding, with a different variant. It was a little shorter. It was like they called it a carbine.
It was a carbine, and the difference in this one, because this one's a little bit, I guess you would say, younger version. It doesn't have the loop right here for the saddle ring. That is the version the Russians had. They had the saddle ring, and it was the carbine.
Right. And so, yeah, and so they saw the importance of a lever action for trenches as well as for maneuverability because they shortened it. However, the 1895, man, that is a weapon that is like a piece of forgotten history. It's so cool.
And in fact, if you guys want to know more about this weapon, speaking of forgotten history, Ian McCullen from Forgotten Weapons does do a video on this. He's very informative. He can give you a lot of information on it. That's, in fact, where most of the information that I got on this weapon. Yeah, it's a beautiful, beautiful gun.
There's nothing else like it, man. There's
No.
nothing.
Yeah, this is the rarest piece that I have in my collection.
Yeah, that's a cool weapon, man. Yeah. No, that is just so cool. I'm glad that we got to talk about it. I'm glad we got to bring out, and maybe we should do a special on that other toy you got from World War One era as well.
You mean the shotgun?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we can do maybe a thing on that. That was just a little teaser piece. I can tell you guys about that more in another show. I don't want to muddy the waters too much up, but I had to show it to you since you mentioned the semi-auto shotgun. I'm like, wait, there's more.
Yeah, exactly. So we'll get to that and that sort of thing. That's way cool. I cannot fathom like that.
Side note with this gun, whoever owned this gun prior, they did it to make it more comfortable to shoot, but they kind of committed a sin because they cut the brass plate off and added a rubberized butt pad. Now that does make it way more comfortable to shoot. I have shot this gun and it kicks like a mule, and I cannot imagine shooting it with just the brass plate.
Right.
But that does take the value of this weapon down just a little bit.
Yeah. I mean,
for those of you, if you're keeping a weapon for just collecting value, never change anything on it.
Maybe we should go walk up on Pawn Stars, not to sell it or anything, but just to like have them like bring in that expert and like talk about it.
I have thought about talking to a friend of mine. Well, not really friend, rather relation, acquaintance, that works at one of the local pawn shops here in Farmington. Just to get a quote on it, because I was looking on online and some of the gun auctions, and I can't. The problem is I can't find this exact model, which is really odd. I've found the carbines out the wazoo, and they go anywhere. This is crazy. The carbines go from anywhere from 2,000 to about 12,000 in value. Yeah,
That's
depending on
insane.
how rare and what model they are, and everything. Like, so the cheapest one I found was 1,800. It was a Winchester 1895 in 405 caliber, which I never even heard of 405 caliber, and there was only 4,000 of these made. But then the highest dollar one that I found, which was 12,500, is a Winchester 1895 SRC carbine, issued by, I guess so, the U.S. Army did buy a few of them, issued by the U.S. Army in 3040 Craig. And that was an original 1921 U.S. Army stamped rifle.
Yeah, I've got some cool pictures I'm going to go ahead and throw up on screen here. Let's
Do
see.
it, yes.
Okay. Let's see here. Let me throw that up for you, Horse Spirit. Whoa. Yeah, so here's a cool like pamphlet from back in the day.
Ah, yeah, an advertisement. I love it.
Yeah. So yeah, the new goods. It's kind of hard to read the small fine print, but yeah, these are some of the examples of that rifle, as well as this right here was really cool. This is a display of some of the service weapons of the Tsar army, the Russian Empire, basically. And of course, you can see, guess what? On the very left there, what is that? That's a little Mosin Nagin right there. And what does that look like? Looks like our good friend right here.
Right next to it. Now, if you will notice, so something interesting. See how the locking block on this version has a big knot at the back, like right here?
Let me go ahead and pull you up again.
Pull that back up closer.
Yep. Hold on.
So on the picture,
yeah,
there's a different locking block right here. That is the original. They had some problems with those because that locking block could actually break and the round could go into your face, from what I understand. Winchester, by the time the Army got a few of these in 1921, he made the updated version, which is this.
That's too cool, man.
So that's from what I can tell from my research so far. This one's somewhere around the 1920s.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's still way cool. Like,
yeah.
My gosh, I cannot fathom.
Because this gun was in production from the early 1800s all the way to like 37 or something like that.
Yeah.
So this is one towards the end of its production, but it's
still
1920.
rare
Come
weapon.
on. Yeah.
Yeah, no, exceedingly rare form of lever action, and also just really, really freaking dope.
Yeah.
All right.
Also, from what I understand, the Russian version, and this is cool because it was chambered in lots of different rounds, was chambered in the 7.62 by 54R. Same as the Nagant.
Well, that is just too freaking cool, man. I love this. I love old forgotten weapons. That's one of them right there. That is some serious old school crap. Especially for history buffs who like love Russia and such. Like that's a huge deal.
Oh, sorry. Sorry.
Right. I know.
We joke around on this show that John is a KGB agent because everything Russian he migrates for. Even Russian women he finds very pretty. So if you're a Russian woman out there listening and you need a good American man, contact Jonathan of Vigilance. Look at there. See? He's even got the muscle.
Assault the bronze and the brain. Come here, babushka. Come here, babushka. No. Well, here's one thing that I can advertise to any babushka who might not be interested in the Russian, man, is I don't usually smell like vodka.
Charging battery.
My headphones just blasted my eardrums out. That was loud. Anyhow.
Ouch.
Yeah, I think that was a pretty solid kind of. As you can see, we're kind of doing this new format, everybody. We're doing this new video format, which I'll go ahead and look through this real quick. I'll go ahead and cut out like dead air or things that are just kind of like a rambling, because I had some moments of me that I want to get rid of that were just kind of like, just kind of filling in stuff. So it's been a pleasure, everybody. Thanks for watching. Winchester 1895. It's freaking sick, War Spirit. I love that. And
Right, and we're going to be doing more stuff like this, more things that would like interest us, and also with this pre-recorded stuff, ladies and gentlemen, it's going to give us time to be able to put skits in there, because eventually, what we want to do is include like a skit, a funny, in between it, and so that will allow us to add that.
Yeah, that'll be really sick. Oh,
And my screen froze. I don't know why.
is your phone dead?
No, it's still on.
Oh, okay. Well, in any case,
Yep.
all the better. It's a pretty good photo of you sitting somberly with the 1895. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. Is Today the Day Media? We are working on a website, which I will link you to once we get that up and running. I'm working on a fundraiser right now, which I will also add to the description of this video when the time comes where I can throw that up there. So thank you everybody for watching. Tune in whenever we do a show next. Should be within the week. We're working on a new schedule because, again, we're pre-recording everything. So thank you for your patronage, your patriotism, and God bless you guys. Thanks.
Bye.